Under Basel III, liquidity coverage and capital reserve requirements, would banks realistically warehouse XRP exposure or strictly treat it as a transactional settlement liquidity, transit settlement liquidity? And how does that affect the supply and demand aspect? Carbon One member, love the mastermind. God bless. Thank you, legend. Thank you, Brett. I appreciate the question here and appreciate you being part of the community. Yeah, it's going to depend on the volatility of the asset. So David Schwartz was asked this question not that long ago at XRP Community Day, and he said, people think clarity is what's holding the banks and institutions back from actually adopting and holding these digital assets, and he said that that's not actually the case. It's the volatility of the asset. So I would answer this in two ways. I think XRP is going to be a high, stable value, and then they would warehouse it. They would hold it on their balance sheet. They would use it as a capital asset. They would do all those things. If there continues to be significant volatility in the asset, even post-price appreciation, I think that it'll be more of a transactional deal where they rent it for a period of time or they just access it when they need it, and they wouldn't hold it. Based on everything that I can discern, Ripple and anybody else involved with XRP that wants to see a significantly higher price, you want the banks to hold it. You want XRP locked up. You want it being put to work. You want it off of the open market. And so, in my mind, I think that it will be warehoused by the banks. I think that they will take their options that they were sold by Ripple early on and exercise those. I think that they'll end up with a bunch of XRP that'll offset the losses that they have from the reverse carry trade and everything else that's been going on, and all the debt that we've issued. And they will hold that on their balance sheet. They'll put it in liquidity pools. They'll do other things with it for structured products against XRP to generate returns. And they will keep it off the open market. And then occasionally, if they need to, they will use it to settle their transactions with other counterparties. But I think they're going to want to retain the lion's share of the XRP that they are, leveraging. And so, how would that affect liquidity? If there's still a ton of supply, price isn't going to be that high, but the more that gets locked up with the amount of demand that we know is on the horizon here, it is going to have to be a much, much higher price.